Yeah, this was the Michiru bad ending, if I remember correctly. God, this was almost a year ago. This was even further back. This was also almost a year ago. That was the choice to get on Michiru's route, which I've done already. Choice to get on Sachi's route. Near the end of Machina's, which I've also done. So, should be this one. The latest save should be that. So this should be Amane's route still. In my workplace, when someone asks what are your hobbies, the young people will inevitably answer shogi or go. Weren't we like really late to dinner last stream? Well, wasn't Yuji really late to dinner that Amane was preparing last stream? Okay, so yeah, it looks like he was eating. Alright, so it looks like he did eat it. And no one's getting on years will just as predictably respond golf or gardening. Just wanted to quickly double check to see exactly like what the events transpired in like the last part of this playthrough. I mean, I definitely would have remembered it much better if something intense was happening. And definitely expecting it. Well, it's just I don't know when we're gonna get to the intense part again for Amane's route. All of these have something in common. They're exceptionally safe, conventional interests. Logical enough because the company is never pleased to hear about a hobby that might strongly influence your way of thinking. Oh. I see. It might sound like a joke, but if you're a spot of a film buff, they'd immediately ask what kind of films. Mention some extreme action movie or some gruesome war epic and you'll get a nasty frown at the very least. Answer reading and you'll get the same treatment. In fact, a limited selection of books sold in the company store will almost been all strictly censored. So if you want to read freely, your only real option is to use an off day to sneak out to the bookstore in the city, then read your purchase in one go at some coffee shop or restaurant. Nobody cares how many nudie magazines or explicit pin-ups you leave lying around on your shelf, but a single mystery novel is off limits. It's a load of crap, honestly. You wouldn't guess it to look at me, but I'm a genuine bookworm. I liked books even as a child, and ever since living with my master, I've been reading a little before bed every night at the very least. Back when I was in the company dorm where reading was restricted, I'd scrape up all the golf and reading magazines. Oh, gardening magazines I could find lying around. Poor substitute for the real thing, but still better than nothing. And none of this has changed. When I have empty time, I fill it by reading books. Alright. Hey Yuji, what are you reading? Hmm? Oh, just some book Sakaki finished. She was going to throw it away, so I took it off her hands. What's it called? Is it interesting? The title and author aren't particularly important. Sakaki said it was garbage. It's a translated foreign novel, according to the synopsis on the back cover. An aristocratic vampire, driven from his country and reduced to living in a public park bathroom, saves a homeless girl on a whim. Some sort of a love story, I guess. I was thinking maybe this was a story about Dracula for a second, but I never heard the story where Dracula ended up living in a public park bathroom. At this point, there haven't been any striking developments in the plot. I suppose there was one slightly amusing scene where the vampire tried to make a street corner mailbox into his new home. Sounds boring. Hey, you've got a girl in your room, you know? Let's play! Alright, fine by me. What'd you have in mind? Something fun, I guess. I don't know, how about Uno? Be more specific. Okay, you just let me know when you make up your mind. Hey, Keys, what the heck? How about you brainstorm with me? If you're bored, how about you try reading a book? There's a mountain of ones I'm finished with over there. Books? What? These? I point over Amane's shoulder and she turns around to face a gently mountainous pile of books. Kyoji Watanabe, Wings of the Unknown. A.J. Sinclair, The Beast That Trembled, Moving Up the Ladder, The 7 Habits Holding You Back. Housewife's Friend series, Master the Character Bento. Hibiki Riku, Okada Lives. Non-fiction, 4 mysteries, self-help manuals, cookbooks, young adult novels. You're beyond this indiscriminate. Is there any kind of book you won't read? There's a wide range, so just pick something that appeals to you. None of these appeal to me at all. You have the freedom to read, don't waste it. Or what, do you hate books? I don't really hate reading or anything, but don't you have anything else? Hey, you. Stop peeking under my bed. Hiding any dirty magazines down there? No, can't say that I am, but tell me. What were you planning to do if I was? Read them? Maybe just a little. I could look for the dog-eared pages to figure out your taste in women, you know? I've got you pinned as a big titty man at the moment. Confirm, deny? You're ignoring me. That was not an option. Won't even dignify my foolishness with a response, huh? Clearly, this woman's breast is spelled at the expense of her brain, is it? What do you want from me? If you're that bored, why don't you go watch television with Makina? We need some time to ourselves for once, you know? Let's play. This is lame. Sorry, I happen to be a lame human being. I mean, it's not like I find the idea of playing around with Amane particularly unpleasant myself, it's just that I don't know any games that a woman would likely enjoy. Amane is not quite as easy to handle as Makina in this regard, since I can't just hand over some half-assed toy and expect her to amuse herself. But I guess the problem is really more on my end, since I'm drawing a complete blank on activities that an adult female would find pleasurable. Through trial and error, I've picked up the knack of appealing to women when I need something, but that doesn't mean I know what appeals to them in general. That requires more understanding of female psychology than I possess. Well then, I'm at something of a loss. Let's see, what did the other women in my life do with their free time? My master wasn't particularly different from me, she loved to read. Especially on rainy days when she didn't have anything particular to do, she was content to pass time with a book, a pack of cigarettes, and a pot of coffee. In fact, I think it's fair to say that my master is largely to blame for turning me into such a wildly indiscriminate reader, as to earn Amane's scorn. Excluding her, I guess that irritating shaggy-head Julia, also known as JB, would be the one I spent the most time with. But she isn't a particularly useful point of reference. After all, when she got bored, that bizarre woman's favorite pastime was cutting my hair. Isn't it getting in your eyes by now? Want me to give you a little trim? As soon as those words were out of her mouth, typically before I even had the chance to respond, she'd hustle me off into the bathroom, wet my head, and snap her scissors together, enthusiastically with the maniacal grit of an axe murderer. Within seconds, she'd be shearing off great chunks of my hair. I guess to save me money on haircuts, yes, but the woman would get so vigorous with her scissors that she'd frequently end up cutting my ear along with the rest of it. Even my saint-like patience gave way on a few occasions. But contrition is a foreign concept to that woman. In another month, she'd be brandishing her shears again. Anyway, I'm pretty sure cutting my hair is Amane's idea of a good time, so I still got nothing. That said, if I keep up the style much longer, she's probably going to get sulky, which I'd really like to avoid. I guess I should at least own up to this regrettable state of affairs. That should demonstrate that my intentions are good, if nothing else. Alright, I got it. How about I cut your hair? We can just discuss the matter at length. Oh. Apparently perceiving a mild tinge of irritation in my action, Amane jerks up straight. Her body trembling slightly, she looks at me with puppy dog eyes. Are you angry? I'm sorry. No, I'm not really angry or anything. You'd certainly think Amane's a tough, thick-skinned woman, judging from her habitually confident attitude. But that's nothing more than an act, assumed for the sake of those around her who need a big sister in their lives. I forgot exactly when, but the girl once evaluated herself as a natural-born masochist. If anything, her true nature seems to lie more on the timid, faint-hearted side of things. I'm going to call it quits on the reading. What do you feel like doing, Amane? Anything's fine. Okay, want to do it? I guess I don't mind, but don't you have any other ideas? Nope. Guess there's nothing for it then. Amane brings out her standard gag. Oh, you mean like the ball gag? Or a different kind of gag, or a joke. Taking it seriously tends to lead to headaches, but at this point I'm pretty sure she wants me to just pay attention to her. So I guess it won't kill me to play along with the joke every once in a while, if that's what she wants. So what's the plan? Shall we get in the bath together beforehand? You can go first. Don't want me staring at you washing yourself, do you? Nice job as always, Yuji. You really are used to dealing with women. As she speaks, Amane begins to undress in front of my eyes without hesitation. She walks around half naked in the first place, so it doesn't take more than 10 seconds for her to strip down to the bare essentials. As I watch her work, I begin to get slightly exasperated. Come on, how far is she planning to string this out? But in the next moment, she's trying to take off her underwear as well. Hey, hold it! At this point, I'm no longer able to keep up the straight man role. Oh, right. Sorry. Did you want to take my clothes off yourself? No, that's not the problem here. Just how long are you going to keep up this crappy attempt at a gag? A gag? Hey, Amane. I'm sure I'm misunderstanding here, but I want to ask you something, just to be on the safe side. Shoot. Are you seriously planning to do this? Now you asked this? I've already taken off all my clothes. If you hadn't noticed, you're not going to say it was all a joke this late in the game, right? Don't you think you're rushing things here? Didn't I get on the Amane route about like an hour ago or something? Well, I think my previous Grisaia stream was about like, let's say an hour give or take. I finished the mature bad ending like 10 minutes in, then I got on the Amane route. So we're like, what? Let me see. 11 minutes in here, so yeah, like an hour later, like in real time. Or is this just like a day's past in-game and she's already taking her clothes off for Yuji? Yeah, Fist is high. So, this escalated quickly. Let me ask you a question, do guys ever get really horny out of nowhere? Yes, not uncommon. Happens to girls too, satisfied now? No, not in the least. Huh? Spare me the incredulous groan. What the hell is with this completely casual attitude? You think she was proposing a game of frisbee or something? You often hear that our culture is shifting toward Western norms, but not only in matters of cuisine, but also in terms of sexual frankness. But is this really just the way modern girls are? I'm finding that hard to believe. You're sure jumping right into the thick of things for a girl who hadn't even been kissed as of a few days ago. Well, that's true. But you know, I'm your girlfriend now. Gotta act like it, or you'll have to go around messing around to satisfy your needs, right? I see. Okay, what am I supposed to do about this? Her sense of humor may be more than a little disturbing, but I'm beginning to think Amane's pretty serious this time. Maybe this should be the part where I gently drop my jacket around her trembling shoulders and say, "Don't push yourself," like a cool, self-controlled movie protagonist or something. But when Amane's gone this far, it doesn't feel right to just reject her. Now if I pulled that self-satisfied act on her after she stripped right in front of me, I might well end up smashing her confidence as a woman to smithereens, which might very well in turn lead to a nasty grudge in her spreading rumors about my homosexuality and her impotence to our classmates. An exceptionally undesirable outcome any way you look at it. Well, for the time being, how does Yuji, like, know or think he knows that Amane's gonna go around saying he's gay if he breaks her heart? What is making him think that she's gonna go around and say he's gay? According to my master, you spend way too much time worrying, kid. Sometimes you need to pull the fucking trigger first and think later. Worthy advice. And I remember another warning of hers that seems relevant to my current circumstances. Look, kid. For future reference, when a woman's naked in front of you like this, the first thing you should do is compliment her. Nice tits you got there. Nice tits indeed. He's just gonna straight up say it? I know, right? Wanna touch? What? For free? It's a special limited time offer. Money, time, patience. Normally, the men of the world sacrifice all sorts of things in order to obtain their women, and yet a girl's just stripped off her own clothes and approached me on her own initiative. I really didn't have to lift a finger at any point in the process that brought us here. Maybe the morally correct thing would be to sniff daintily and tell her, "Goodness, miss, shouldn't we get to know each other a little better first?" But the world isn't that pretty a place. Normally something that seems too good to be true puts me on my guard. Especially true when I'm working. When I subtract the bad from the good and find the former outweighs the latter, I'll instantly abandon the job, but if the good seems overwhelming and there's no apparent risk, I'll pull back just as quickly. That's how I've stayed alive. Such uniformly positive conditions are often the result of someone consciously constructing a pleasant facade in order to mask a trap. Is that picture from an anime? From the anime? Yeah, pretty sure it is. Looks like it to me. now they're in the bathtub or shower together? For example, Amane, let's say we go outside one morning and find a brand new luxury sports car sitting in front of the dorm. Keys in the ignition, a scrap of paper on the door says have fun. What would you do? I guess I'd get in? I'd probably get settled in the driver's seat, give the steering wheel a feel, and see if the engine starts. Even though you have no idea who this car belongs to or where it came from? Then, well, let me guess. There's a more explicit CG, or there was a more explicit CG that was replaced with this one. Hey, lucky break, right? Guess I think matters overall waiting for it to warm up. If nobody showed up in a few minutes, I'd probably just give it a spin. Not that I go for a joyride right off the bat. I'd carefully nurse it along with a soft touch on the clutch and ignition, nice and gently. I see. What's this got to do with anything in the first place? You planning to buy me a car? No, that's not it. It was a metaphor for what you're doing right now, trying to explain my initial reluctance. Aw, lame. That's a downer, and why a car analogy? Figured it'd be easier for you to understand, I guess. What? You want a car? If you give me one, I sure won't say no. What kind do you want, specifically? A 2000cc domestic with turbo and 4-wheel drive. Wait a second. You seriously thinking about buying me one? How much would it cost? Hold on, back up a second here. You can't do that. It was a joke. I don't need a car. Look, I was just asking. You didn't say I was going to run out and buy you one. Why'd you ask? Figured it wouldn't hurt to know what the woman I fell in love with wants out of life. Woman you fell in love with? What, me? I already told you that I love you. Who else would I be talking about? I guess I'm your girlfriend, aren't I? So, yeah, how did it go? So how did that go? Just wondering. Did you just notice I mean you're the one who proposed this relationship in the first place, you know? Well, yes, that's certainly true, but when you come out and drive it home that plainly, my heart kind of skips a beat. Not a problem, that's exactly what I was going for. On an unrelated note, just how long do you intend to keep washing my head? As soon as I agreed to enter the bath with her, Amane immediately declared she'd be washing my hair for me. Why do women have this compulsive need to scrub a guy's head whenever they bathe with one? My sister, my master, and even JB all did the same thing. It's mystifying. Is scrubbing my hair really that much fun? Washing a boy's hair in the bath has always been something of a dream of mine, you know? I'm an only kid though. So I used to get kind of jealous when my friends would talk about taking a bath with their little brothers. You're washing Makina's head every day, aren't you? But she's a girl, you know? Big sis role-playing isn't the same without a little bro. That's why you dragged me into this ridiculous game, trying to put yourself in my shoes here. You say something? Well, some discussion about reading. About how Yuji used to like to read and still does. And offered Amane a book to read and she wasn't interested in any of them. Here comes the shampoo. Close your eyes nice and tight. Ugh, bleh, you got it in my mouth. Sorry about that. Come on, lean your head forward, okay? That hurts, damn it. Don't push my head around. Let's see, are we nice and clean yet? Don't stick your nose in my hair either. Are you a dog? Alright then, I'll wash your body for you next. Lie down over there, okay? Alright, that one. This isn't over yet? Oh, we're just getting started. Come on, get moving already. Hey, calm down, woman. I guess your first experience does tend to inspire the sort of hasty excitement. I remember as much myself. Sheer nerves make it impossible to settle down when things get quiet, but you don't know what to talk about either. So in order to avoid embarrassing yourself by babbling nervously, you end up pushing right into things in an almost forceful manner. It was pretty similar for me, to be honest, so I can understand the feeling. I guess it's alright to just let Amane do what she pleases. That said, doing it in the bath might have been a little much. We've gotten off to a pretty extreme start. What if this becomes a habit or something? I'm a little worried about Amane's future. You say something? Sorry, I'm a little out of it. My head's kind of spinning. Not surprising, we've been in here for more than an hour by now. And we weren't just sitting around enjoying the hot water either. You around? Oh crap, it's Machina! Guess she finished watching television. In here, Machina! What? Don't call her! What kind of excuse can we possibly make if she sees us like this? Do we need to make an excuse? Come on, we can't let her see this, right? Hardly think there's any need to keep it a secret. Anyway, I'll come up with an explanation, so you wait in here for a while before leaving, got it? Well, alright. There's no need to hide it, but I guess it's not exactly something to show off either. When did they do it in the bath on the Mitchell route anyways? I'm trying to remember when that happened. Thus, in a sad comment on the casual irresponsibility of modern youth culture. Amane and I made love for no real reason within a day of beginning our relationship. Of course, I don't regret it in the least, and I don't plan to make Amane regret it either. Personally, I approach this transition to physical intimacy as a fairly serious decision. Amane, on the other hand, appears downright nonchalant about it. This was going to happen sooner or later, after all, seems to be the extent of her strangely composed thoughts on the matter. Okay, listen up. I'm available whenever and wherever you get in the mood, so don't go buying sex or picking up girls in bars anymore. Got it? I already gave you my word on that. This is the final affirmation. Raise your right hand and swear a solemn oath. I, Kazama Yuji, solemnly swear never to sleep with any woman other than Suo Amane from this day forth. Acceptable! Considering how casual she was about the sex itself. The shackles she's attaching after the fact are pretty tight. I've already got a collar around my neck, and now I've picked up a ball and chain too. But I guess that's probably just what it means to have a girlfriend. A girlfriend, eh? Oh, now I remember. How did I forget that? Probably because I just remember the more intense stuff, if anything. That ignorance in turn gives rise to a wife anxiety. Race to a wife. I'm stumbling into the unknown here. There's a possibility I made a pretty crazy decision. Still, I suppose there's hardly any use worrying about it now. By this point, Amane's presence in my life was already slowly and steadily throwing me off the balance I'd grown accustomed to, but at the time, I lacked the perspective to understand that. Adding a girlfriend to my life may be a momentous change for me, but it really shouldn't have much of an impact on anyone else. Or so I figured. Apparently incorrectly. The first signs of abnormal developments in this regard emerged during lunch period the next day. As I unfold my boxed lunch on my desk, Matsushima Michiru lets out a sudden yelp. What the heck is that, Yuji? What are you eating? It's a boxed lunch, it should be obvious. Yes, thanks, I know that. I was asking about the contents of that lunch. Well, the main dish should be a charred omelette. What? That thing looks awful. Why are you eating that? Did Machina make you lunch today or something? No, Amane did. Wait, what? Amane screwed up her cooking? I've never seen that happen before, not even once. What's wrong with you, Amane? What can I say? I was a little spaced out this morning. Amane's been kind of weird since last night, you know? When I talked to her, she'd kind of just go, ah, or oh. Pretty obviously tuning me out entirely. What's the matter, Amane? Did something happen? Not really. Nothing big. I really was just a little spaced out. Spaced out enough to burn that omelet totally black? Speaking of which, I'm amazed you're actually eating that thing, Yuji. Isn't that nasty? Don't waste food that a woman made you, that's a rule of mine. The heck is that? I told him not to eat it as soon as I realized how badly I screwed up, you know? But he got all mad about me not valuing the food and snatched it away. And Oni-chan's weirdly stubborn about that stuff, for sure. I did tell the girl to try serving me something disgusting, but I wasn't expecting her to put my half-serious proposal into practice the very next day. Amane clearly didn't intend to feed me something this unpleasant, but since I told her I'd be brutally honest on this front. I feel obligated to eat it and inform her if it tastes like crap. When you get down to it, I'm still the guy who was ridiculed as the garbage eater. A burnt omelet hardly even qualifies as unpleasant compared to some of the stuff I've choked down. Hey Yuji, I got the message and I'm really sorry. So can you just stop eating that, okay? I'll eat the leftovers. No, it's not inedibly bad, I'll finish it. Are you picking on me here or what? I do hope you've learned a lesson from this. Food should always be treated with respect. Approach cooking with earnest focus at all times. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. What the heck? She's making you a homemade lunch, isn't she? That's some attitude. You're the last person I want to hear that from, but... I guess Amane's lapse of concentration is partly my fault. That's another reason I'm taking responsibility for a mistake in this way. What are you talking about? No, Hissy, I made love to Amane last night. Don't just blurt it out! Huh? Wait, what? You mean, like, what's that supposed to mean? Did I not tell you about this yet, Michiru? Amane's my girlfriend now. We just consummated the relationship, so to speak. Is it really that surprising? And, Sachi, Sakaki, why are you two shrieking as well? I don't remember either of you two being a part of this conversation. Were you eavesdropping? Well, I apologize, but you see, I'm sorry. I was aware that you two were dating, but Suo-san, you made love? Moving rather quickly, don't you think? I know. Don't rub it in. Hey, why the heck didn't you mention something this important earlier? When we started going out, I did say we should let everyone know, but you usually said it'd be a pain in the ass. Told me to keep quiet until someone asked. I sensed that the bond between Kazami-san and Amane-san was growing deeper of late, but this is still quite a shock. To think it developed into a physical relationship so quickly. Seems I was underestimating you, Amane-san. Well, when you've got a girl prancing around in front of you with her big old titties jiggling like jello, any red-blooded guy's gonna jump on her. Can't play Oni-chan. Hold on, Makina. You're pretty calm. Did you know about this? Well, I knew the two of them were going out, but I didn't know about what happened last night. Is this really okay with you? Oh, what you talking about? I mean, you've been practically glued to Yuji lately. Are you just gonna take this sitting down? Well, you know. I'm not looking for a boyfriend here. More like a father or a big brother. Something along those lines. And nothing's really changing on that front. Oni-chan said he'd be my big bro forever. So there's no problem as far as I'm concerned. Oh. Forget about me. Why are you so worked up about this, Kirichiru? Are you opposed to Amane and Oni-chan's relationship? That's not what I'm saying, but this is all so sudden. Right, Yumiko? Kindly refrain from dragging me into this. I don't particularly have any objection to the relationship. Well, as long as they keep it in moderation in public, I suppose. It was inevitable. I foresaw that this day would come to pass a full 20 years ago. A full 20 years ago. Okay, I foresaw this day would come to pass 20 years ago. Isn't Sachi like 15? 20 years ago, so 5 years before she was actually born. Unless Sachi is like a time traveler or something. How old are you supposed to be? 15? When we get down to it, what's the final verdict gonna be? Maybe it's time for you-know-what? What the heck is you-know-what? I believe she's referring to, well, you-know-what? What shall we do, Sakaki-san? Sounds reasonable. Let's bring in the principal as well. You-know-what? Eh, well, fair enough. What are you people talking about? I have no idea what this you-know-what is. Mind explaining? You're a guy, so you don't need to get it. Come on, you're done eating lunch, right? Let's go prep for afternoon class or something. We've got electives this afternoon. I don't have a class next period. In that case, I'm gonna go shopping for dinner ingredients. Want to tag along? You will, yes? I don't mind, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. 20 years ago, but she's 15. Like, what the fuck, Sachi? Laters, you two! Why does everyone look like they're about to pass out? Something's going on here. I'm pretty damn thick-headed when it comes to the ways of women, but even I can gather that much. In the traditional male world, there's an unfortunate tendency to make important decisions in smoke-filled back rooms rather than at the conference table. Women no doubt have their own private spaces and procedures for secret talk. This is nothing but a guess on my part, but it seems entirely likely that classmates are currently holding some sort of trial-like ceremony to debate my relationship with Amane. Holding some sort of trial-like ceremony. Didn't they do that for his relationship with Makana? Yeah, they totally did do something like that. Going to bet Amane's fully aware of the specific nature of this ritual. So, do you think they got the KKK hoods back out for this meeting? Yeah, I still remember that, and of course, like, their nicknames that sounded way too much like their actual names. And Mitsu's screaming, but I can't remember the exact reason why she was screaming, but I found her screaming to be pretty fucking hilarious. Since she's nonetheless discreetly exited the scene instead of remaining behind to plead her case, it's likely that she's somewhat confident about a positive result. On the other hand... Hey, Amane. Tell me something. What do you plan to do if they decide to oppose our relationship? Good question. What should we do? Yeah, that meeting near the beginning of the Makana route. Yeah, I remember that being like really early on, that meeting. You haven't even thought about the possibility? Not like I can do anything about it either way. What will be, will be. How about you then? Have you thought this through? Ooh, I know. If everyone objects, how about running away with me? Eloping, huh? Sounds like a pain in the ass. Talk about cold. And here I am, prepared to run to the ends of the earth as long as you're with me. All well and good if it's a problem that can be solved by time and distance, but retreat blindly and you may end up backing yourself into a corner. In most cases, I'd rather stand and fight. Stand and fight? Not exactly. I'd probably pretend to flee in order to lure enemies into open pursuit, then crush them one by one. Since I'd be bearing the added responsibility of protecting someone, in this case that'd be you. That strategy is probably more sound. What's wrong? If that day comes, I'll fight too. I don't want to be the only one who sits around being protected. Why are you getting all serious? We're just talking about our classmates' opinions of our relationship here. If anyone objects, all we need to do is talk it over and persuade them one by one. Yeah, you're right. What am I even talking about? Anyway, Yuji, I'm a little impressed you even knew they were going to talk about us after we left. It was pretty clear from the way they were acting. You dragging me out of there forcibly for no real reason was also something of a hint. I won't deny I kind of dragged you into this, but I really was planning to ask you to tag along on my shopping trip today. If this is just gonna be like more details about the shopping trip, I'm probably just gonna like half-ass read it. I was also thinking about buying some underwear while we're at it. Oh, for some reason I'm getting a bad feeling about this. Hey Yuji, what kind of underwear do you like? Let's pick some out together. I guess I don't particularly mind, but I think you buying that stuff secretly would make it more enjoyable when the time comes to show it off. Oh, good point. Now you mention it, maybe that would be the better way to do this. I'll wait for you outside the shop. Just pick out something you might think I might like. Like I said, what are your preferences? When you get down to it, it's a piece of cloth I tend to rip right off. How about just giving me the general idea? Cute or sexy? Which sounds better? Let's see, given your personality and figure, sexy underwear would probably be more appropriate. Then again, a simple cute set would make a great contrast for the exact same reason. Wait, do we actually get to pick, or do we not get to choose? Then again, Fruit of Grisaia really doesn't give me much choices, so... Yuji's just gonna say whatever and I'm not gonna get to pick the underwear. I hadn't even heard about that incident. How hard's the tutorial level? Should I even need to ask this question? Also, how hard's the first level? Yeah, I heard Cuphead's not an easy game, but... Is the first level at least easy? And... let's just say the tutorial level's supposed to be easy because it's a tutorial level. Okay, booting back up. Which type does JB wear? Let's see. I guess she prefers cute underwear in general, but she's not the most attentive to that stuff. On off days, the top doesn't even match the bottom. That a fact? Very interesting. Ouch! Hey, what the hell? Don't pinch me. Why do you know about her underwear exactly, and down to pretty precise details too? Mind explaining yourself? Come on, we did live together for a good year, you know? First I've heard about that, actually. Why haven't you mentioned this before? What? I told you before that I leached off JB for a while before coming here. As I recall, you also said flat out that she wasn't your girlfriend. So why exactly do you know so much about her underwear? A perfectly reasonable question. Let's clear up your doubts once and for all. Call JB. What? Hey! I take out my private use cell phone from my pocket and enter JB's number, then press the call button without a moment's hesitation. Whatever I say will probably sound like a lie. Might as well get the truth out of the matter from the horse's mouth. Well, I guess you're right. But this is really coming out of nowhere. Seriously? It's me. What do you want? What's wrong? You seem a bit cranky. Of course I do. You never call except when you feel like giving me some new headache. Hurry up and tell me what you need. Here's the thing. I recently decided to go out with Amane. We're going to have to break up, JB. Excuse me? Break what up exactly? Since when was I in a relationship with you? What are you even talking about? Hear that, Amane? Yeah. Is Amane-chan there? Yes, she didn't take too well to learn that I've washed your panties. Would have been a hassle to deal with unfounded jealousy, so I decided to get in touch. Hey, when did I ever have you wash my underwear? Please, too many times to count. Well, when I was really swamped at work, maybe? Every once in a great while. That might have happened once or twice, I guess? Can you seriously not remember? You completely gave up on doing your own laundry within 2 weeks of me moving in. Shut up, you! Is this what you called me to discuss? No, sorry to report after the fact, but I really am going out with Amane now. Since you're technically my guardian, I thought I should let you know. What? Going out? Are you telling me you're in a serious relationship with Amane-chan? Yes, that I am. But you're, look, do you fully understand your position here? I do, that's why I went out of my way to formally report this to you. Give Amane the phone. Seems JB wants to discuss something with you. Hello, this is Amane. Amane-chan? Goodness. It seems you've made a rather rash decision. You confessed to Yuji, I assume? Huh? Yeah. But how did you know I was the one who... Because a person in Yuji's situation can't very well go looking to start a relationship. What do you mean? That's rather complicated, I'm afraid. Well, to put it simply, you could say he's currently in something of a probationary period in which he's expected to contribute to the public good. Well, you can definitely send it over, but there's no guarantee I'll watch it tonight. He's in a position where dating a girl, even, requires some formalities, do you understand? No? Not at all? That's fine. If you want a long-term relationship with Yuji, it'd be best not to pry too much about these things anyway. Okay? Yeah. No, seriously. It came to this after all. After all? I had a feeling things might turn out this way from the first time I met you. You've got big breasts and all. Seems like 902 or Yuji has an incurable fondness for busty women. Is that really true? I don't know if I really got that impression. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's referred to my kiss flat and breast blubber, you know? Because the boy's a tsundere. His first response to anything and everything is to turn up his nose and feign indifference. Simple as that. Ah, yeah. Alright. This isn't what you wanted to hear about, was it? Sorry, my bad. Oh, my relationship with Yuji. It's not easy to explain, but you got my word that it's nothing like what you're worried about. Please rest assured. Could you be more? We're not connected romantically, and we're not in a quid pro quo sexual relationship. I'm his guardian and nothing more. And since we're no longer even living together at this point, I'm really just his guarantor and supervisor in the workplace. That's the extent of our relationship. Okay. Are you convinced now? Well, more or less. He spends all his time reading books, so he may look knowledgeable, but he's surprisingly lacking in common sense. He may come off as adaptable, but he's often stupidly stubborn. And he may seem quite experienced with girls, but he doesn't have a clue about the things that matter most to a woman. Overall, I think it'll be quite a difficult relationship, but please do treat him well. Absolutely! Ahia? I'm sorry, I was trying to say ah yeah and kind of bit my tongue. You're too cute, Amane-chan. Could you pass the phone back to Yuji? Sure. Yuji? It's me. I think you're aware, but you're not to discuss work with her. Right, don't worry. Also, what? You can give it to me straight, whatever it is. No, forget it. Take good care of Amane-chan. Yeah, that's the plan. Alright, that's everything from my end. I don't have anything else to report either, I'm ending the call. Alright, do you understand now that my relationship with JB isn't anything you need to be worried about? Well, I can't say I can feel completely convinced, but I guess so, more or less. If that wasn't enough, I guess the only remaining step would be for us to have passionate sex before JB's eyes. No, that's definitely a little much. When you can't get the message across with words, demonstrate it through action. That's a rule of mine. Is this guy seriously cool or just an utter idiot? I'm leaning toward idiot. You say something? No, it's nothing. Anyway, I don't really get the details, but there's officially no problem with me your girlfriend, right? No problem whatsoever. Then it's fine. I'll buy my underwear by myself another time, so how about you tag along on my grocery trip? Very well. She looks cool and composed, but she's got quite the jealous streak. She seems to be tolerant and forgiving, but she nags about the smallest things. In those respects, I can't help but think Amane actually somewhat resembles JB. But even I'm not stupid enough to compare the girl to another woman, just as she's finally gotten into a good mood. I silently follow Amane's plump ass and accompany her on the grocery trip. Having finished our shopping and returned to the dorm, Amane and I find our classmates lying on heaps in the lobby furniture. Limp as corpses. Huh? Whoa. What's wrong, everyone? You all look kind of exhausted. There was quite a vigorous exchange of opinions. Our debate was rather more heated than anticipated. Did you reach a verdict? We reached something like a conclusion, yes. I see. What's their conclusion? Mind putting stuff away in the fridge for me? Got it. This discussion isn't for male ears, right? Sorry, that's kind of the rule. I don't mind. If it's a rule, I'll follow it. I'll come by your room later, okay? Fine. So I just put the groceries away. Got it. What was the result? We ended up with 2 in favor, 1 opposed, and 2 abstentions. So an approval? That's kind of vague. What's with the abstentions? Principal Tachibana and I decided to not express an opinion on the matter. Perhaps an abstention sounds rather negative, but I have no objections to your relationship. I'm just not going to actively approve of it. Essentially, the only opinion that matters here is that of the 2 individuals concerned. Given your mutual consent, there's no problem. I'm trying to simply indicate that I won't be held responsible for the consequences. I believe the principal's thoughts are roughly the same. I want to find out who opposed it. She has no objection to your relationship, but as an educator, actively endorsing it would be problematic. She is responsible for maintaining decorum and discipline, after all. Me and Sachin voted in favor, but we got conditions attached. Conditions? I'll let you take the position of girlfriend, Amane, but there's no way of giving up my title as little sister, too. Irisu Makina demands a following concession of the Allied forces. Free and unrestricted access to the territory known as Oni-chan's lap. His lap? You gotta let me sit on his legs and float around a little, at least. I'm not gonna back down on this one. If you won't accept this demand, I, Irisu Makina, will resolutely oppose your relationship. If we have to battle to the last man on the mainland, so be it. I'll fight you on the beaches. I'll fight you on the fields. The last man? Makina, seems like you've been picking up nothing but the weirder parts of Yuji's personality lately. Let's hear your response. I guess I'm okay with that. A little lap time is hardly a big deal. Excellent. Okay then. Your signature on this treaty of mutual cooperation and security regarding the territory of Oni-chan's lap, if you please. You actually took the time to print this ridiculous thing? What do you call it ridiculous? These things have got to be properly documented, or it'll inevitably come up to conflict later. Forget that. What's with the supplementary clause for? You can't get mad if we take a bath together in the fine print. Please? Well, let's see. Can you promise not to sneak in the bath without telling me? Yeah, I promise. Okay, then. We'll just add a requirement for an application submitted in advance. Sweet! Okay, I'm good. So it's my turn now, I assume. Do you have some demand, too? First, please review this. What now? Another security treaty? If anything, we're allocating sovereignty over a disputed region. Sovereignty? I'd like to secure your formal permission for Kazami-san to continue his regular contact with me despite his new obligations towards you. Contact? What are you talking about, specifically? Oh, just patting me on the head? To rephrase the matter, his hand has committed routine acts of aggression upon my cranium. Routine acts of aggression upon my cranium. Fuck, if she didn't, like, mention that it was just a pat on the head, then this would come off as something much worse. It's rather embarrassing to admit, but recently I've grown rather accustomed to these invasions of Kazami-sans. Imagine just this with absolutely no context. I would go so far as to say they've become the provisions enabling me to devote myself to my labors. Okay, I get it. I request that his hand assume ongoing governance of the affected region. You kind of spit out a lot of big words at me just now, but basically, you're just asking me to not get mad if Yuji pats you on the head? Precisely. Okay, it won't be a problem. If you'd kindly mark this document with your blood... A blood contract? Look, I'll bring my stamp later, so give me a break here. Very well, with that said, I'm fully prepared to promise my total support of your relationship. Please be happy together. Thanks. Let me see what Michiru has to say. Could you tell me why you voted that way? It's that guy. I don't get him at all. What don't you get? Come on, he said he was in America, but we have no idea what he was doing there. Plus, he's got something going on with that weird blonde woman, right? There's something fishy about that. Sure enough. But, I mean, it's not like I've come out and told you guys everything about myself, either. Yuji wouldn't be in a school like this if he was a normal guy, you know? I do understand that. Are you saying people with issues shouldn't fall in love? I didn't say that. That's not what I mean, I just think maybe you should slow down, that's all. Be a little more careful about something as important as this. You don't know anything about him yet, you know? But the thing is, I think I'm okay with that. I actually had a little talk with Yuji while we were shopping today, and I thought some of this stuff over. In the end, I think I can accept things the way they are. Maybe it's shallow emotional thinking, maybe I'm just choosing the path that makes me feel a little better about myself. But even so, I decided I want to live for Yuji's sake. Why'd you go that far? I probably can't explain it that well, but we all follow pretty difficult paths to this place, and I don't think Yuji's any exception. I'm sure he's been through a lot of sadness and pain, you know? I just want to do what I can for him, that's all. That's not love, you know? It's pity. You might be right. Still, somehow feels like this is what I need to do. Like, I can save myself by saving him. So I'm sorry, I guess. It's just me being selfish when you get right down to it. Michiru? Matter of fact? Fine, I don't even care anymore. Have fun slaving away as a servant girl for the rest of his life, why don't you? But just for your information, if he turns out to be an IRA terrorist or a Mossad agent or some Nakano school spy, I'm not gonna shed a single tear for you when you end up going through hell. Michiru, were you... Were you seriously worried about that, of all things? Ah, even you're laughing at me now? Fine, whatever. I'm just an idiot. Make fun of me all you want. You're the one who's going to be crying in the end. Jerk. Ah, hey, wait, Michiru? Not listening. La la la. You just do whatever the heck you want, jerk. Big fat stupid jerk. Hold on, Michiru. Where do you think you're going? What do you care? Don't follow me. Come on, don't be mad. I'll let you sit on Oni-chan's lap, okay? What? That's... Shut up! I don't need your pity! He kinda hesitated for a second there, though. No, I didn't. Leave me alone! Are you crying, punk? Don't call me punk, punk! Are you crying, punk? Jeez, did I make her angry? She may insist otherwise, but I believe Michiru-san is generally worried about you, Amane-san. Yeah, that did get across somehow. Please leave her to me with a little coaxing. I'm quite sure she'll be in a better mood tomorrow. Sorry to make trouble for you. Not at all, I'm doing this on my own initiative. Well then, please excuse me for now. But seriously, a terrorist, or was it a spy? Sheesh. Matsushima-san may be an idiot, but she does have some surprising flashes of insight once in a while. Can't underestimate the girl. Sakaki-san, do you know something about Yuji's job? I have a rough idea, I suppose. I know enough from my investigations to speculate, at least. What about you, Suo-san? Have you heard something on that topic from Kazami-kun? Nope. She told me not to pry about that stuff. JB. I see. Yes, that will probably be for the best. No reason to ask questions when you don't want to know the answer. I guess so. I'll do that. Aren't you interested? Of course I am. But I get the idea it's not something I should ask him about just because I'm curious. Oh, it takes a bit to get good, so you think I might just simply not play more of this for another month? Just lose interest? You think I might just be waiting a couple more months before it actually gets good? Yeah, that's what I'm expecting. It takes a while to get going, but holy shit, when it does get going, then I just have to know, like, how it ends. And I won't ask. Sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? But still, Kazami Yuji certainly is a mysterious person in many ways. Not a problem. Those mysteries are part of what makes Yuji who he is. I'll accept him with the rest. You're a rather puzzling individual yourself. I can't decide whether you're strong-willed or an utter coward. You sure don't hold back, do you? Did you look at my house as well? Who knows? Another mystery for the pile. You're a pretty nasty person, you know that? I get that a lot. Well then, I'll be returning to my room now. Yeah, I'd probably rather not take another 6-month hiatus either, because yeah, if I did that, we'd literally be in 2022 with this still being unfinished. Can't say I should let this drag on to 2022. It'll be alright. This time I'll be strong. Seems like the relationship was ultimately approved by a majority vote of our peers. I guess we're now entitled to print officially authorized couple on our business cards or whatever, but apparently this victory came at something of a price. Soon after the announcement, Makino was pointlessly jumping into my lap, and Sachi kept slowly wandering around sweeping the floor in front of me, shooting glances in my direction and twitching her head strangely. As far as that goes, though, it seems clear enough that they've made some backroom bargain with Amane in exchange for their approval. The one I really don't understand is Mitsuru. I have no idea how she got the idea into her head, but she keeps sidling up to me whispering KGB or CIA or FSB, then glaring at me as if hoping for some kind of reaction. Seems like girl gotten curious about my true colors for some reason, but she's essentially just shouting random acronyms she barely even seems to understand, then shaking her head in disappointment at my bemused expression. Of course, at one point she blurted, "Nakano! Is it Nakano in my ear?" And that one really isn't too far off. Give me a bit of a start. Moral of the story being, you gotta watch your step around that pseudo-tsundere. She may be an idiot, but she's got intuition. Yuji, you're up already? Yeah, I was just about to go running. You need something? No, nothing in particular. I was just thinking I'd try waking you up, I guess. What? Why? Come on, that's a classic, right? The big sis character who kicks his sleepyhead guy out of bed with the cheery "It's morning" or whatever. Just want to give that a little try, you know? Sorry to disappoint, but I'm not what you would call a sleepyhead. I wake up every morning at the same time, like clockwork. Man, that stinks. Guess it does. In any case, I'm going to head out now. Huh? Hey! No, hey! What the hell is a wahey? I'm completely serious. It's time for my run. No. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Come on. I'm your girlfriend, right? Your girlfriend. Why are you repeating yourself? Am I missing something important here? Something very important indeed. Listen up, okay? Your girlfriend, namely me, is saying, what a shame, I really wanted to wake up from Big Sis thing, you know? I get it. Is that happening or what? Not at present. Is it going to be happening in the near future? Let me think about that one. Bye. Hold it! Unhand me, woman, you're going to stretch my running suit. You seem to be rather displeased about something. Yes, indeed. As you have astutely noted, I'm somewhat unhappy at present. Amane, here's an interesting fact you may not be aware of. When comparing rats raised in luxury and rats exposed to moderate stress and frustration, the group with the lower rate of cancer occurrence was actually... I'm not a stupid rodent. I suppose not, no. I'm trying really hard. Haven't I earned the right to be a little bit selfish once in a while? Yeah, true enough. You do work hard, Amane. I know, right? So here I am, working really hard, and all I get is no reward for you. I'm going running? How am I supposed to take that, huh? Should I just break down in tears on the spot? I entirely understand your point. Very well, we'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow? That's right, tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. A favorite phrase employed by harried mothers at the candy aisle of the supermarket. That said, those who do so at the thought we're dealing with a child here, they'll probably have forgotten about it by tomorrow, or incompetent parents at best. Of course, those who conclude instead they're just asking for a 100 yen cake might as well buy it now just to shut them up, or outright failures. The truly first-class long-term mothering strategists deliberately make use of their child's minor demand, instituting this one-day waiting period in order to teach them patience. 1 day of patience. After that, it'll be yours so long as you still want it. It may be a cheap 100 yen candy bar, but it's not going to drop into your hand just because you beg for it. That's a very meaningful lesson. If If you buy the sweet right away in an exasperated attempt just to stop your kid from whining, you're giving them the impression that whining gets me whatever I want. And as a consequence, that child's temper tantrums will slowly but surely escalate to demands for more expensive items on the theory that it's worth a shot. Yes, tomorrow. The words may seem casual, but there's a valuable truth embedded within them, one that's applicable to almost everything in life. Those who internalize that lesson are slightly better for it. Tomorrow morning, can you come and wake me up sometime before 5 AM? If I were to immediately fulfill Amane's request, there's no doubt she'd soon be pushing for more troublesome demands on me. This should be a reasonable point of compromise. That's right, I'm not going back to bed today, but tomorrow, even if I do wake up, I'll lay there pretending until you arrive. What do you say? Gotcha. Tomorrow it will be. That's a promise, alright? Yeah, fine by me. After receiving my approval, Amane leaves the room humming happily. Tomorrow it will be. What exceptionally optimistic words, as if there's no doubt tomorrow will come. I see. Under these circumstances, it's reasonably safe to make that assumption. It's easy to forget at times, but the normal world is a truly wonderful place. The next day I selected sculpture for my afternoon elective class. In other words, it's a lesson in constructing three-dimensional works of fine art by cutting, gluing, whittling, and shaping a wide variety of raw materials. To be honest, I don't have any special interest in this particular form of artistic expression. But there weren't any other lessons that strongly appealed to me today. And as I was ruminating over my decision, Makina urged me to join her for a favorite class, so here I am. The instructor is Professor Matsuyama Minoru from a fine arts university in Fukuoka, an accomplished 72-year-old artist. Makina, for some reason, gets along very well with the elderly, tells me she always looks forward to his class. Today our material is stone clay. We haven't been given any particular theme. Our only direction was make whatever you feel like, exactly the sort of vague request where your artistic sensibilities are paramount. The participants are myself and Makina as well as Sachi and Michiru for a total of 4. As a good old-natured professor offers us freewheeling words of advice in a gentle tone of voice, we need the clay as our whims direct us. With a solemn grunt I struck my chin with fingers dyed white from clay dust. I chose the animal kingdom as my general theme, specifically deciding to convey the lively motion of a galloping steed, but the horse that emerges from my lump of clay is a clumsy, unattractive thing, conveying nothing but awkward, lifeless artificiality. Kazami-kun, are you familiar with animation? Animation, sir? As I'm addressing a senior educator rich in experience and accomplishment. I consciously keep my tone somewhat formal. That's right. As in a flip book. You know, the little sequences students like to doodle in the corner of their textbooks. Ever given it a try? I'm afraid such things weren't a major component of my personal experience as a student professor. According to Mr. Matsuyama, to convey a sense of motion, I have to think 2 frames back in the sequence. If you work while picturing the somewhat unstable position 2 frames before the pose you're attempting to depict, apparently the work will turn out much more dynamic. Although I unfortunately grew up without much in the way of exposure to flipbooks, I eventually hit on an appropriate tempo analog. The beat between pulling the trigger and impact of your bullet on the 400-meter shooting range. When I consciously consider the moment before, while reshaping my sculpture, the result is unrecognizably lively. It's still not technically skillful work, but there's a definitive sense of motion. 50 years of devotion to a single branch of the fine arts. Mr. Matsuyama likes to belittle himself. Cut it out with the professor stuff, I'm worthless at anything but sculpture. But no matter how limited the breadth of his expertise, that brief glimpse of its depth generally impressed me. Alright! It's complete! For some time, everyone had been silently and intently focusing on their work. In an apparent attempt to induce a group heart attack, Makina's wild shriek shatters the calm. Hey, you're really noisy, you know that? Can you just keep quiet for once in your life? Well, sorry about that. As a typical squabble breaks out, Professor Mitsuyama stands gingerly from his chair. Walking toward the group, he gazes at Makina's sculpture with the peaceful eyes of a man affectionately admiring the work of his grandchild. You really do like Sakaki-kun, don't you? When it comes to making statues of Yumi-chan, I'm probably the best in Japan, if I do say so myself. Check it out, today's theme is Kuderi. Look out from the front, and it's the normal cranky Yumi-chan. But guess what, if you take a peek from above and to the side, her eyelashes are drooping in the melancholy, emotional dairy face. I named it the Kuderi of Fortune, Sakaki Yumiko. Asking price, 1980 yen. Yumiko's friggin' cheap, insultingly so. To be certain, that seems somewhat on the low side based on the artistic merits alone. It's certainly pragmatic to slap a price tag on your art, but from what I hear, Makina once put up a Sakaki-themed wood carving of hers entitled Greenhouse Flower for auction as a joke. And it seems the winning bid was a full 78,000 yen. For a piece of art created by a mere student, that's a price you could comfortably describe as extraordinary. And for those who are familiar with Maki-chan herself, I think the sheer element of surprise has some value in its own right. The element of surprise, eh? True enough, many of Makina's sculptures possess a subtle, refined grace you never for a minute expect someone with her demented personality to be capable of producing. And on the opposite extreme, others demonstrate such bold, forceful energy that it's hard to believe they're the work of such a childish, small-statured girl. For example, Makina's main work. A pumice statue named Sakaki Yumiko Rising, completed soon after her arrival in Mehama Academy. It's still stowed away in our art warehouse, available for viewing at any time. And it's a genuinely overpowering sculpture, fiercely wrought work that conveys an inner fire of determination burning inside its subject. What are you making, Sachi? Noble shark is my subject, naturally. Again with the sharks. You really love those things, don't you? What's so great about them anyway? It's rather difficult to reduce the shark to a few bullet points, but I suppose you could say I'm awestruck by their divinely functional beauty. Their utterly streamlined design is the ultimate hunter of the sea. There's elegance in such focused engineering where every component of the whole holds distinct meaning. I find that perfection quite appealing. Kasami-san, I see you chose a horse in motion. Are you attempting to evoke the potential for freedom commonly associated with a trusty steed, perhaps? Well... Good question, actually. Why did I pick a horse? Probably the result of an unconscious thought. If I'm going to make a statue, it might as well be something with some dignity. From time immemorial, the horse has been regarded as a noble beast. What do you mean, where did Sachi's name go? Oh, you mean this one? Yeah, I didn't even notice that, by the way. Yeah, looking back now, I definitely notice. It's said that back in the days when a soldier received 15,000ths of a yen when pressed in military service, the army compensated a full 1,000 yen for every horse commandeered. The lives of men were as valuable as scraps of paper. Even a broken down old nag was worth 1,000 yen. I thought about that sometimes. Guess I'm impressed the idea that horses are big earners on my subconscious. A horse is worth something. Has some nobility. I don't have any other reason. The words feel outright pathetic coming out of my mouth. Something like self-pity wells up inside me. Searching for a change of topic, my eyes find a suitable distraction in Michiru's sculpture. So, Michiru, how about you? Wait. What is this thing even supposed to be? I directed my attention to her sculpture like a man lunging for a life preserver, only to find that I'm clinging to a bizarre, avant-garde object of bewildering visual impact. I'm at a loss for words. A dog. Ah, I got it! It's supposed to be a clay rendering of novelty rice crackers they sell to tourists in Awati, right? Evoking the squat lump of rock where the devil left his legendary handprint. I see a definite resemblance. That's not it, Maki-chan. Look at his limbs and a tail, doesn't it? It's supposed to suggest those stuffed tigers Yakuza use as rugs, isn't it, Michiru-sama? No, it's a pufferfish, isn't it? I think I saw something like this in an aquarium once. What's a pufferfish doing with arms and legs? Can't say for sure, but maybe it's something like that Tuna Fish Man character? In other words, pufferfish, man! God, why would I make stupid crap like that? Don't turn my sculpture into some bogus character you pulled out of your behind. No, maybe it's shaped more like a flounder? Yeah, the head's on the left edge of the body, not the center. It must be Flatfish Man, right, Michiru? I'm telling you, it's a dog, damn it. Listen to people when they talk to you. Dog man. There's no man involved, just a normal dog, not some monster hybrid. I see a dog. Wait, a dog? Well you made the thing, so I guess I'll have to take your word for it. Now that I know that, it almost does look like one. Sort of. Not really. Why's that? Don't ask me. You people must be blind. It's completely, totally, obviously a dog from any angle. Pure dog! You got to Michi's with spatial reason, it would seem. Michiru-sama? I knew it was a dog from the very start. See? Oh wow. I seem to remember you saying something about a Yakuza rug, actually. And don't yank the head around to make it bark, you're gonna pull it off. I told you so! It's fine, we can just stick it back on like so. There we are. Hey, that's the butt! Why are you sticking his face on his butt? Not to worry. If we wrench off the tail like so, then stick it bob on the head. See? All better. Yeah! Ah! My poor dog! It's getting more bizarre by the second! What a fearful sight. Right now before my very eyes. A hell beast never known before to man has taken shape. Hey Yushi, why aren't you stopping these two? Yeah, I think so. Why would I? Don't give me that! Amane's not here, right? Doesn't that make it your job to stop their rampage? This may be somewhat cowardly of me, but I only have one answer. What? Your request lies outside of my area of expertise. Help me! Amane man! People who say they're worthless at anything other than their specialty are, as a general rule, perfectly adaptable and competent individuals. Their false humility has its purpose, though. It allows them to brush aside the dull and troublesome things in life with a convenient phrase, "That's not my field." As her classmates' bitter cry dissolved vainly in the muggy air, the perfectly oblivious Amane was aimlessly whiling away an afternoon free of academic responsibilities. Driven to the air-conditioned dorm lounge by the powerful afternoon sun, Sakaki Yumiko rests her chin in her hands listlessly, absorbed in some foreign book in the original language. And by her side, Amane leans forward in a similar position of languorous boredom, thumbing through a magazine. Apart from the low hum of the air conditioner, the whisper of their pages turning is the only sound. In the end, this peaceful atmosphere is irreparably shattered by a perfectly casual question. Hey Sakaki-san, ever done you-know-what? Picking up her magazine, Amane turns it Sakaki's way. The page only features a photograph of a woman pushing a banana into her mouth. But Sakaki realizes instantly what it's really referring to. That certainly came out of nowhere. Why on earth are you asking me this all of a sudden? I don't know, you're a really knowledgeable person and all. I figured I might as well ask. Unfortunately, that's well outside my field of expertise. That? Come on, you know. The ending of the sentence is inaudible, but Amane's keen eyes don't miss the slightest movements of Sakaki's lips. Wow, you actually said it. Didn't even flinch either. Yumiko, and you wonder why Susan's developed such a vile sense of humor. She's picking up from you. Shouldn't you be a little more careful? Well, yeah, I do see your point, but by now I'm perfectly much typecast as a horny big tits character. You know, can't go abandoning my niche this late in the game. Utterly ludicrous. What exactly have you been reading for the last while? I assume it prompted this nonsense. Okay, so I'm gonna guess this was Yumiko talking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was Yumiko talking. Yeah, sounds like her alright. Ah, this is the handbook of the assertive modern chick. Tiger Girl Teen Fashion Magazine. Pure smut, in other words. I'm telling you, it's a fashion magazine, and what the heck, smut? At least call it porn or something. You sound like some country grandma. I can't say I particularly care what you call that thing. Huh? Not interested? There's a good special feature this month, though. Eat up the herbivore boys. Not interested. You sure? Come on, take a look at this. Devilishly delightful techniques to please your man. They're devilishly delightful, you know. As delightful as a devil. That's pretty damn delightful. Not that I have any idea how delightful a devil is, never having seen one, but it sounds pretty awesome, right? I have no idea how any of this is supposed to be awesome. Seriously? Well then, why don't I read you a little bit? Let's see. This one is a submission from a reader titled, Morning Pleasure is What Every Man Craves. Men get sick of gorgeous women in 3 days flat, surprisingly often. The reason is very simple. Amane proceeded to read a lengthy letter expressing a rather slanted point of view on the topic at hand. But before long, she was thoroughly engrossed in the article, and began reviewing it with such concentration that she forgot to continue reading out loud. I don't really get all the details, but the point is simple enough. Men get bored of pretty girls in 3 days flat, so you better get sucking before then, am I right? Well, I found that article rather incoherent myself, but perhaps that was her overall message. Therefore, I've reached the following conclusion. I too have no choice but to suck, and possibly blow. Indeed, the sooner the better. Your devotion to your new relationship is all well and good, but it seems to be carrying you in a rather odd direction. It all fits, right? I'm a beauty, after all. I won't go so far as to deny it, but that exceptional self-confidence is something of a mystery to me. Sakaki-san, I'll suck that sucker like it's never been sucked before. I see, you may not want my advice on the matter, but do try to keep your suction in moderation, yes? I'd hate to see you end up sucking it off entirely. Can you even do that? Who knows, I've never sucked one myself, so I can't comment. In any case, I'll suck it good. I'll suck it to pieces, just watch me. I think to pieces is somewhat dubious goal in this. Never mind that, I'm pumped. There's a fire in my belly. Very well then, it seems there's no stopping you. I wash my hands with this entire affair. Not to worry, I'll handle this. Alright then. In order to replenish my physical and emotional stamina, I'm going to bed early tonight. It's still late afternoon, you know. Hey, are you even listening to me? Clearly not. Well, not that it particularly matters. What to do? That girl's deadly serious. Alarmingly so, I've got ice-cold sweat in my armpits just from listening to her. Pwahaha! I'll carry off the naughty kids. No! I'm being carried off by the carrion creep! You mustn't, Kazami-san. If you carry around Maki-chan by the head like that, it'll pop right off. Serves her right. If it does pop off, you can just stick it onto her butt, right? No! I'm gonna end up like Kirichiru's freaky chimera! Chimera yourself. It was a dog. A dog, damn it! You're the ones that made it into a freaking chimera. Vamo! Oh good, the sound and fury have returned. Oh, what's up, Yumi-chan? Why are you by yourself? Where'd Amane go? Susan's already returned to her room. Said she's turning in for the night. You haven't even had snacks yet, you know? Is she sick? Quite possibly so. Although I'm not sure rest will cure what's ailing that girl. Maki-chan, why don't I make the snacks today? Oh, can you make those poofy checker pancakes? You know, the ones you eat with ice cream and a strawberry on top? Poofy pancakes? Are you referring to Belgian waffles, perhaps? Yeah, that's the one. Is that alright with you as well? I like the sound of that too. Make sure mine is a big old raw cherry. Would you be so kind as to repeat that? Make sure mine is a big old strawberry. Strawberry or cherry? How would that get raw, not to mention the big old part? I think my IQ has dropped a few points just from listening to this conversation. Well, better idiotic and cheerful than sullen and depressed, right? More importantly, is Amane sick? If she's feeling poorly, I should probably pay her a visit. Unless there are some feminine problems involved that would make it a bad idea. Feminine problems have nothing to do with it. The girl's simply seeing the world through bubblegum pink lenses at the moment. Okay, I don't really get it. But you're telling me I don't need to be concerned? A little concern would be wise. You're being targeted. By who? Suo-san. I see. You see? Is that your only thought on the matter? I'm used to being targeted. It's not a problem. Well, whatever. Have it your way. Ain't you gonna have some snacks, Yumi-chan? I appreciate the offer, but I'm slightly tired myself. I'd be returning to my room now if you don't mind. I see, that's a shame. Okay then, I'll give you this as a parting gift. What is that? I made it in sculpture class today. The name is the Kuderi of Fortune Sakaki Yumiko. 1980 yen. Why is the price part of the title? More importantly, use me as a model yet again? I've been wondering this for some time now, but why is it always me? Huh? I mean, you got the simplest face and all. I really shouldn't have asked. On that note, I've got a How to Draw Yumi-chan song. Wanna listen? No thank you. What the heck? At least listen to it before I get pissed off? If you're that insistent, I'll listen to it in her stead. Okay then, get your pen and paper ready. All set? Here goes! Let's all draw a bagel egg. Now draw a circle in the middle of the egg. Go! Draw a circle. Go! I'm going to kill you now. Hold it right there! Amane's up to something. I had a rough idea of that after our negotiation this morning, but it seems she's definitely got something planned for tomorrow. But if it's just more than her big sister role-playing, I don't have any objections to going along with it. Too slow! No! She may be older than me, but Amane's just as inexperienced in love. Much as she tries to play the slut, she's probably harboring some innocent interest in the usual romantic cliches. In that case, I'll answer the call. Yes, I have no intent of running away from my obligations on this matter. Look out! Oh no! Run away! You have to run away! No! It's gonna pop off! Okay, I can't even think straight. Will you people shut up already? I underestimated her. I should have fled while I still had the chance. I would know true regret the very next morning. Okay, so we're not gonna get to hear more about the egg and the circle. Okay, so no more about the egg. That was like... How many lines of the song was that? That was like 1 or 2 lines. Unless this is a line and this is a line and this is a line. Let's just say, like, at most 5 lines. And Yumiko gets the knife out. So I guess we're not gonna get to hear the rest of that wonderful song about drawing eggs in circles. Alright, so I'll just leave it here for now with the Grisaia. So thanks for dropping.